Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and today we are going to take you along for a very busy, very full day. We have a lot of things on tap. Jerry and I are currently here in production number 2 because we are waiting on the truck from Pleasant View Gardens in New Hampshire. He is coming with about, 12,000 liners, 12,000 proven winter liners for us to pot up, have ready for you sweet folks this spring. So we are, like I said, waiting on him. He called about, I don't know, a little bit before 7, said I'll be there in an hour. So it is all hands on deck. So he will be arriving shortly. We have the house plants arriving from the plant company today. So we have 2 pallets of those. So we will be sure to show you those and let you know exactly what we will have available here at the nursery on this first go round. We got a beautiful shipment of our custom wind chimes yesterday from our sweet folks at Bottle Benders in Georgia. If you remember, those are, we send them the pine knots, the top, and then they put their wind chimes on them. I opened up the boxes last night, and looked at them, and there is my phone. Let's just see who that might be. That's Emily, our oldest. I'll let Jerry handle that. Yeah, so the wind chimes are beautiful, so we'll unbox those, get those hung up for you. We are working on those flower beds in front of the greenhouse. Andrew is going to be starting to install that little retaining wall. We have that going on. Got gravel arriving today because we you know us here at Creekside, we do enjoy our gravel. And so we've got more gravel coming. Yeah, so it's just, and that's the things that we know about, because there's always something that you just don't know what's going to happen that happens. So anyway, it's going to be a very full day. We're excited to take you along for the ride. We are definitely heading into our busiest time of year. It is just one thing after another. You've got to learn how to compartmentalize and jump from point A to point C to point Z back to point B around here. So yeah, just hang on tight and the Proven Winners truck will be here in about 2 seconds. My friends, so we're unloading the truck, and like I said, I think we're getting like 12,000 something like that today. But as Mr. Lenny was taking them off the truck, off the rack, I was looking. Look at this. Does anybody know what that is? Can you tell from the plant? This is our beloved sun-credible yellow sunflower, the fantastic, the one, the only reblooming sunflower. There's Saturns in here, I think, somewhere. Let's see what this is. Yep, so this is the Saturn. So we have both of them, of course. So the yellow and then the Saturn. So fun. If you don't have coleus in your garden, I don't know why. Look at this. Look at those gorgeous colors. Coleus, of course, this is the Color Blaze. Is the Color Blaze series. Can do sun or shade. Nice, huge presence in the garden. Does great in containers or the landscape. If you put it in a container, give it plenty of room. Yep, so Jackson's got, that is the Wicked Witch. So this is right here, the dark one. So he has Wicked Witch, Newly Noir. This is Sedona Sunset is the orange. And then of course, Lime Time. Look at that. Who says you have to have flowers to have a beautiful, attractive garden?
Hey, you could just all put these together and it would be like
see,
a
yeah,
carpet.
you put them all together. That's like Jackson said, absolutely stunning. Love it. And this is not all of them. So you can see that there's more. There's the, is that Royal Velvet? What is that? Let's see on the front. And then there's Golden Dreams. I see Ridiculous. There's Chocolate Drop. Oh, Torchlight, excuse me, it's Torchlight. Beautiful. Get some coleus, people. Friends, so just like that, we've got 12,000 plus liners off the truck, and they are in the greenhouse. They are so beautiful. Seeing a couple of new varieties, and then seeing our old beloved friends yet again. It's so much fun because we know that these are babies, right? But we know their potential and we know what they're going to look like. And if you're a gardener and you have pictures of your garden and you look back on them, those pictures, you know, from like last June, July, or whenever your garden kind of was in peak, just gets you excited, doesn't it? So that's the way we feel here. So let me flip the camera around and just show you a couple of the fun varieties, or just the different plants in general, maybe not specific varieties, cultivars, but just, you know, kind of give you an idea of what we have. Again, I'm not going to go into specifics on plant detail. So if you hear me say something, go to Proven Winners website, look them up, give you all the pictures and kind of things that you want to know, because I'm going to go through a gazillion plants right quick, and I don't have the time to throw all the information up. So go to provenwinners.com, put that plant name in, and you will find everything you need to know about the plant. All right, so right here we have got some pentas, Love the Sun, more of the sweet alyssum, fantastic. Those are the sunflowers back there. Gorgeous, big, huge presence. Beside of it, we have a little petite. Those are our double Rocapuco, double impatiens. Gorgeous color for the shade. So many fantastic ones. So here is the row of lantana. Lantana upon lantana upon lantana. Loves the heat, loves the pollinators, or the pollinators love it. And then behind it, of course, then we go into all the coleus. Look at all that gorgeous color. Just imagine them like 2 or 3 feet tall and wide. Oh, have I told you how much I love coleus yet? Oh my gosh. And then this is a fun grass. This is called Fiber Optic. Fiber Optic is a nice kind of a little short grass. And then I don't know if you can see kind of on the tips, it's kind of hard to show because it's so little right now. These little white balls, so it looks like the end of a fiber optic cable, which is really fun. Then we have, of course, our sweet potato vine. Love that. We've got more of the Rocapuco double impatiens right here. And then, look at that, the beloved coffee cups. Coffee cups, elephant ear. Does amazing in the ground. Not so good in pots. Tried it last year, didn't really do really well in pots, but in the landscape, it is this massive, huge presence. One of these little guys will create a, gosh, I would say it's about 4 feet tall and 3 feet wide by the end of the season. So the elephant ears doing great. And then on the very back row back here were a bunch of the super bells, calibrachoas, and petunias. So it's gonna be massive color that is all along that whole back row. Those are all petunias and calibrachoas. So basically you name a color, we probably have it. And then swing over here without making you too dizzy. In this little section alone, right here, there's 49 trays and there's approximately 80 something plants per tray to give you an idea of the numbers here. So we've got more petunias right here on the corner, and then we come into verbena land. You know it's verbena because you can tell just by the texture of the leaf. Don't know what the colors these are because they're flipped around, but we know those are verbenas. Then we have some sun patience right here. I can see the tag on that. Let's see. Ooh, Sunfinity light purple. And then we come back to pentas. Love, 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 love pentas. And there is one little tiny little flower right there. And then as we move on down the row, more verbena. And then we're gonna start getting into the Pegasus begonias, which is a shade-loving foliage plant, nice and huge and big, gorgeous. Meteor shower verbena, nice big tall presence. And then, oh, our beloved lemon coral sedum is right there, fantastic. And then we've got begonias. This is probably the double ups. So we have double up white, double up pink, double up red, maybe some more of the, that might be Surefire right there. And then, can you tell what these are? If you've been around Proven Winners, so it's vining, right? These are the Black-Eyed Susan vines. Because as a grower, they kind of can be kind of a nightmare because they do this right here. They just get all on top of each other and twine on each other, but they are gorgeous. If you've ever grown Black-Eyed Susan vines before, you can know that they have a lot of seeds. These are sterile, so they will not reseed in your garden. And then we've got more petunias back there, some dark sweet potato vine, and then more type of impatiens. So lots and lots and lots of gorgeous things are going to be happening and growing here. All right, so these sweet little babies are just going to kind of hang out here in the greenhouse, at least for today. I think tomorrow we might go ahead and potting up because it's going to maybe rain, I don't know, but we got a lot of outside projects that we need to work on today. So we're gonna take care of those. The heat is on, obviously we will close the door. It's probably around 30 something degrees this morning. So it's a little chilly, so we'll close up the doors, get everybody nice and snugged in here. They're well watered, so we don't have to worry about watering them today. It's going to be a cloudy day, so it's not going to get too hot in here, so they will be fine. And then I think we're going to head on down to the nursery and start looking at doing some grading of the land for the where the gravel is going to go, and get Andrew started on building that little retaining wall for the water bowl. So on to the next project. So it is a happening place around here. We've got Jackson and Miss Brenna. Brenna's never seen a dump truck before, so she is quite interested in the gravel truck that just arrived. We've got Andrew back over here working on the small retaining wall to go behind the Asian water bowl. So what we're doing with the gravel is we've decided that this grassy area where folks park it just needs to go ahead and be put in gravel, because when it does rain, it gets soggy and it's just not pleasant. And then, you know, you want to have a pleasant experience when people come. So we've decided to take that whole grassy little field that is our parking, part of our parking, and put gravel on top of it. So this is the first load of I don't know how many that's going to come and give us some gravel. So we do love our folks over here at Kearns Trucking. They are fantastic. Jerry calls and they almost always are here within the day, and they just do an amazing job. So we do appreciate our friends over there at Kearns Trucking. I'm not sure what type of gravel he's putting down. I don't know if this is crush and run. I don't know. I'll have to ask him, because I know some of you folks are going to, Jackson says it's the usual, but we have quite a few different usual grades of rock around here. So I'll ask Jerry exactly what this is, and I will tell you, because I know that some of you are going to ask. And I believe that what he is going to do is set his gate so that he will not dump it as a pile, but be able to, so that he will be able to spread it for us. So that'll take out some work for Jerry. It is washed stone. There you go. So let's just watch him do it, because it's a lot of fun. All right, my sweet friends, the day is wrapping up. It has been quite a very full, busy day. The only thing that has not happened yet is that the houseplants have not arrived. So I think it's after 3 o'clock. I'm not sure what time it is. So hopefully they'll come today. If not today, then they'll come tomorrow. But I thought it would be fun to kind of go through and show you all the things that have been accomplished today. So now, I will say too that this is like what we're going through today in the next couple of days is what you go through maybe at your house right before you have a bunch of guests come over, like you have a party. So there are some areas that are all torn up and a mess, because sometimes you have to make it messy to make it neat and tidy. With that being said, let's go in the barn, because this is definitely kind of the epicenter of Hot Mess Express. So over here, I had completely gutted this whole area. It is still in turmoil, cleaning everything, rearranging everything. So just ignore the mess. What I want you to focus on though are these beautiful wind chimes. Now, if you've been around Creekside for, I don't know, maybe a year or beyond, you will recognize these gorgeous creations. These are wind chimes from Bottle Benders. So Bottle Benders is a wonderful family-owned company in Georgia that makes gorgeous wind chimes from recycled glass bottles. Now we have this beautiful partnership agreement, working friendship, where we actually send them the pieces of pine. So these are pine knots. My mama and daddy collect these down at their property in South Carolina, pine trees. So these are filled with sap. They're basically petrified. They are not going to rot. They are, tough. They do controlled burns. So you can see that black there is from them. Like this little guy is really black because he has been charred and burned a couple of times. But, so we send them the pine knots and then they clean them up, and this time they turned some of them into fish. Look how cute that is. So they put the little glass eyes in there, kind of shaved and carved off their snout, beak. It's not a beak. I don't know what fish have, mouth. And then cut a little mouth in for them. And then they strung their chimes on them. So we have these in multiple places all throughout our house. They are wonderful. Love these. I'm not going to ship. So this is an exclusive product that you can literally only get at Creekside Nursery, because we send them these pine knots. Yes, you can order wind chimes from bottle vendors, but they're not going to have these cool pine knots. They're all different because each little pine knot is very different. These are called tinklers. So this is a nice little, can you hear it tinkling? Nice little small one, and they're all different and they are all unique. So my people who were coming to see us, we will have the wind chimes available when the wind comes through here. Now that was a little harsh, but they make beautiful sounds. I sent Roxy a massive box of the pine knots, like it was a huge box. And she said, Jenny, can I split the order in half and send you half now and half later? And I said, of course. So we will have more coming in 2 weeks. And so we will just kind of keep feeding them pine knots, and they'll keep hopefully producing them for us and getting them out to us. So those are going on. Then of course we'll mosey this way because we're opening on Saturday. Today is, I don't even know what, today is Wednesday, Jerry says. So we've got the aqua pots, we've got all the soil amendments, all the tones, right? We have got tons of tones, every kind of fertilizer you can imagine for your yard. We've got earthworm castings down here. We've got products for insecticidal soap and things for Japanese beetles and slug and snail bait. You need it, we got it. So what Andrew was doing today, which was really fun, so remember we're going to turn these used to be grass, we're going to turn them into flower beds. This one is a special project that we are working with Walter's Gardens on. I'll tell you more about that later when the time is appropriate. And then this bed down here is going to be our fun bed that we get to do. It's a display bed. So when people drive in, they will see this bed. So what Andrew did today was created this retaining wall, because remember the Asian water bowl? We were going to turn this into a water fountain. We're going to use it as a container now. So because it's so massive and this is on a slope, we had to have a level spot for it. So Jerry cut it out. Andrew built the wall for us today. So it is all done. We're going to amend this bed, rip it, and then go ahead and mulch it before Saturday. So that way when folks come on Saturday, at least it'll be neat and tidy. But in the Asian water bowl, I'm going to plant this little lime standard, which is basically, it's a little lime hydrangea trained into a tree form. So it will go in here. And then I've got extra tulip bulbs left over. So I'm going to underplant all the way around with some yellow tulip bulbs for this spring. So that is really fun. So we've got that done. Of course, we've been kind of cleaning up some plants and some perennials, all sorts of things like that. Come with me over here. We've got one new addition that I want to show you, that if you come to the nursery, you're going to really enjoy it. And this is for kids of all ages, whether you're a itty bitty baby or an older baby. Don't really mean a baby. So here we go. Now I will, while we're doing this, somebody brought up a good point, and they said, Jenny, can you show the color difference in the unique stone? So let's do that really quick since we're walking by. Remember, we still have a little bit of time left. I have till February the 28th to add to my unique stone order. So if you're interested, you need to contact me ASAP. All right, so there are 6 colors that you can get pieces in from unique stone. This is called aged stone. Aged stone, if you watch Laura, Garden Answer, I think all of her pieces are aged stone. So it's that kind of, for a lack of a better word, that pure stone look, okay? So this is aged stone. Then we have over here, this is ancient age. So ignore that, that's the wrong label on there. This is the rectangle hummingbird feeder planter, not feeder, plant, yeah, it's late. This is the ancient age. Ancient age has that little bit of that patina look to it. Then this one is a light walnut. So it's a light brown And you will get color variation within the stains. So here we have another ancient age right here. So the ancient age is the hummingbird feeder. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's not a hummingbird feeder, it's a planter. I think in my brain I can't say feeder, hummingbird without feeder. The two roosters here are the sienna red. So kind of that reddish coppery cedar look. This is sienna red. And then both of the poultry are dark walnut. So that's dark walnut. The only one we're missing is amber green, and I'll show you it up here. So the green has a lovely green hue to it. That's where the gardener's prayer, it is in green. So to give you an idea of that. So here is the gardener's prayer. It's a heavy plaque. So I'm not going to pick it up for you, but that is the green. Now, again, each stain is handmade. Each batch is handmade. So there'll be a little bit of variation in them from time to time. So that's why I tell people, if you're going to have, say, two urns beside each other, or you have two pineapples flanking, you know, the entrance, tell me that, and I will tell Unique Stone to match them. So they will use the exact same batch of stain on both of those pieces, or however many pieces it is, so that they have the exact same finish. Make sense? So I hope that helps. Now, over here is the fun new addition. Do you see it? Huh? Oh, I cannot tell you how excited I am to have this hammock here at the nursery. We've had this hammock sitting in our closet for over a year, but we got it installed today. My daddy came, Mama and Daddy came and helped me. Well, they did it. I just told them where I wanted it. But we've had this. We are big fans of going down to Pawleys Island, South Carolina. As a child, I went down there, and if you know Pawleys Island, there's shops in there called the hammock shops, and they make these handmade hammocks, and they are the most fun. So we got one here for the nursery. So my sweet folks, when you come shop, if you need to have a little bit of relaxation, just come on over here, plop yourself down onto the hammock and have fun and just relax. It is like the most serene part of the whole nursery. So you can just come and have fun and hang out while your loved one shops and just relax. So I think that's all we're gonna do for today, because like I said, it's getting late. Still don't have the house plants, have not come yet. So we'll see if they come today or maybe not. But of course, we'll keep you updated on that. But as always, thanks for spending the day with us. Never know where the day is going to take us, but it was a fun day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.